Ya-Ling and I met here in Brisbane in 2003 for the International Magdalena Australia Festival. We are part of the Magdalena Project, which is a global network of women who work in contemporary performance. We met in various festivals in different countries. Here you can see in Argentina with one of the Madre. Ya-Ling invited me to join this project. She wanted to translate 6 poems from Hakka oral language into English, French, Spanish, Portuguese, and Mandarin. The poems were narrated by 3 actresses from different countries who sent us their recordings via internet. Except the 2 Australian actresses, Jenny Martinelli and Anna Yen, that James recorded at our studio here in Brisbane. Anna is also of Hakka descent. Once in Taiwan, we had a dedicated day just interviewing and recording the 6 Hakka poets. James Cunningham, my partner and collaborator, worked on the project too. He recorded and mixed the sound and helped for the English translation. The musicality was really something that interested me. Ya-Ling and I found a process to overcome the language barrier, and Ya-Ling and the poet messaged me the recordings, number line by line, as you can see, of each Hakka poem. So I could recognize the sentences by listening to the musicality. I find food very important to understand cultures. When we arrived in Taiwan, we had to be in self-quarantine for 3 days. Receiving these parcels at the door was so nice and surprising. It was our link to the outside. To go to Ya-Ling's studio, we went through the market and I just was wondering what this was. 1,000 years eggs. You should taste them, said Ya-Ling, and she bought a few. So after a nice meal, we had a scheduling session. We tasted a lot of Hakka food whenever we could, sometimes stopping in a village to taste this or that specialties. We filmed several kitchens. The first one was Sankeng Community Kitchen, just beside the temple of this Hakka village. Pickles making, frying, chopping, and eventually serving meals to be delivered. The second was at Yesha's while she was making rice bowl soup. And the last kitchen we filmed was at Chunchu's, who prepared an entire meal and introduced us to her beautiful veggie garden, which you will discover in the film. Beside Yesha's place lies the old house of her parents. I was looking for details I could find to illustrate her poem. Photos triggered some stories about her grandma, also an adopted daughter. And here is her mom's bedroom and her portrait. During each show, spectators were given this tray with food elements representing poems, such as the blue dress, the rice bowls, etc., made by an artist chef who is part of the Hu and She Theatre Company. At the end of our stay, there was an amazing banquet. Here are some of the dishes. She combines colors, consistencies, textures, and flavors with extreme attention to details. From the start, I was worrying about how I was going to visually interpret the poem about the pigsty. But by chance, on our very first visit to a Hakka village, there was not only a pigsty, but the farmer started wetting them to remove the dust and made the most unexpected image, a real gift for me. When I saw Hu and She show the first time, I liked how Ya-Ling used a puppet, representing Shu Ling's grandma, traveling with her blue dress. So we tried to interpret the image, but in the studio with James' help. In between rehearsals, the poet showed me the dress in one of the rooms of the old traditional house. I got to see a similar room in the Li Tenfang mansion in Dakshi, richly decorated. Ya-Ling tried to look where we could witness some open-air theatre, and just by coincidence going to the city, beside the temple, there was a show. Great to see spectators, performers, the musician drummer in the wing, and passers-by. For one of the Huanxi show, 2 open-air theatre performers were invited. Here they are rehearsing at the front of the old traditional house. I admired their makeup skills, transforming themselves over 4 or 5 hours. Mei Yan, the poet, got COVID. So instead of filming her, we filmed a child from the kindergarten next door of the studio. Ya-Ling introduced us to several musicians. Here we are at Umav and Janav's place, a couple of multi-talented indigenous. Janav is from the Paiwan tribe. He plays nose flute, has a beautiful collection. He's also a calligrapher and a TV producer. Umav is from the Bunun tribe and is a singer and a camera woman. Their traditional costumes are beautifully ornated with beads. Here is a ceremonial headpiece. And here is a bride in a traditional costume posing before her wedding. Umav invited James and I to visit her tribe in the Kashung region. Wonderful trip in the mountains, learning so much. Maybe for another film? Even though Hakka is an oral language, this calligrapher wrote all the titles for the film. Very focused moment. Hakka tea is amongst the best ones. I was surprised by these tea bricks making a wall when we visited Daxi former tea factory, transformed into a museum. Tien Van, a delightful woman, writer, pillar of the Huanxi group, took us there as an inspiration for her poem. She has a beautiful energy, gathering people. This is happening during lunchtime in between rehearsals.